In section 3.3, we want to take a break from finding new and different statistics that will summarize data and look at mean and standard deviation for a different type of data set. So we've learned how to find the mean and standard deviation for just a normal data set when all the data can be put in one single column in StatCrunch. But what about if the categories are weighted or if the data is written to a summarized table? Then we have to kind of work differently. So let's start off with the weighted mean. Now, weighted mean is an average where some data points count for more than others. And you can't treat the data like they're all equal because they're not. So you have to calculate the mean by multiplying each data point, x, by its weight, w. And then you add them all up. So you're going to multiply each one by its weight, add them all up, and divide by the total of the weights. Luckily for us, this sounds more complicated than it actually works out to be in practice. So let's look at an example. We have a random sample of Math 133 students from spring 2026, and they were asked how many pets they have. You might have been asked the same at the beginning of your semester. Now, writing out all the answers in a table can really help with this. So let me give that a little highlight here. Okay, so it's all written to a table. Now, why is it incorrect to just add up the pets, which is right there, that column? Why can't you just add up those pets and divide by how many numbers there are? Well, that's acting as if, first of all, that there's only 10 students. And second of all, it's acting like they are all the same, right? That there were just as many students with 2 pets as there were students with 12 pets. And that's not the case. Some numbers of pets were way more likely than other numbers of pets. So I just wrote that up. So some number of the pets occurred way more often than others. They're not all happening one time, right? So it's not that there was 1 0, 1 1, 1 2, and so on. That's what that's acting like. If you just add up the pets and divide, you're acting like they each occurred only once. But that's not the case. All right, so now let's have a little quick review. Pets, in this case, is quantitative because we're talking about how many pets you have, and it's discrete, right? So this is a quantitative discrete situation. You can't have half of a pet. Now, how many students were in the sample? Well, there were 20 students with 0 pets, 28 students with 1 pet, and so on. So what we really need to do is add up all of these numbers. Now we can do that a couple different ways. We could add it with a Google Sheet. We could add it with Desmos. Either one would work. All right, so I went to Desmos and I just typed them all up. But I also went to the data set. It says Old Faithful. I'm actually going to add pets and Old Faithful, so right here. So I'm going to click on this G sheet, this Google Sheet, and I made 2 tabs. One tab in the bottom corner is Old Faithful, and the other tab is number of pets, just in case you're interested. And here I'll make it look like a table. There you go. Okay, so we want the total number of students right here. Well, we want to find the sum of that. So we know how to do that from chapter 2. If we type equals sum, oh, it's already doing it automatically. Sum B2 to B12, that's what we want. And sure enough, we get 104. Right? So either way, you can find it. It's 104. So we want to go mark that on our paper right here. So the sum right here is 104. And then it wants us to fill out the table. Now, what that means is we're going to take the xi and we're going to multiply it by the weight. So we're going to take the pets times the students. I don't know why I wrote number of students there, but that's fine. All right, so 0 times 20 is 0. 1 times 28 is 28. Those are kind of boring. Now, 2 times 19, that's 38. 3 times 12 is 36. 4 times 11 is 44. This is really just to check that we all know our times tables. And as before, I should add, we don't actually have to do this by hand. I'm doing this all in my head. Of course, you could use Desmos to sit here and multiply. You probably know some of the easier ones like 10 times 1. 10 times 1 is 10. But if you can't remember, 2 times 19, you could get it 38. The other way to do it is to multiply in here. So we want to take pets and times it by students, right? So if we want to do that, all you have to do is say equals pets A2 times B2 and enter, and it'll find all of them for us. So there they are. It's lovely. Okay, so we've got all those numbers now. So we filled out the table. And again, you could use Desmos or you could use Google Sheets. How many pets did all the students have in total? Well, that's kind of over here because there were 0 pets from the first group, 28 pets from the second group, but the third group, that's the most interesting one. There are 38 pets total because there were 19 students that each had 2 pets. 2 times 19 makes 38 pets total. And then 36 pets total for the next group because 12 students had 3 pets. 11 students had 4 pets, so that's 44 and so on. So what we need to find is the sum here, the sum of this. Now, again, we could just add it up in Desmos or we can add it up in Google Sheet, which I have right here. I just find the sum. I dragged it. I actually clicked on the 104 and dragged it to the right because it'll find the sum of the C2 to C12. That's what we're looking for. Oh, that's probably really small. Give me 1 second. Let me make this larger. There, that's probably a larger font for you. It doesn't really change the sum part. That's still really small. When it writes formulas, it writes them very small, but it's equal to sum C2 to C12, and there you have it. Or again, you could go type it in Desmos, either way. And we get a sum of 255. So there are 255 pets in total. So what I've sneakily done is gotten you right up to finding that mean by hand because we took each of our pets and we multiplied it by our students because that was the weight, right? So pet times student made our weights. That was each of these numbers. And then we added them up, which is the 255 down here. And then we're going to divide it by the number of weights, the number of students, which we already did. It's 104. So the mean would be the X bar. It would be the sum of the pets times the students, because the students were the weights, and divided by the sum of the students. But we already know what those numbers are. That's 255 and that's 104. So if we take 255 and we divide it by 104, sorry, my cursor was in the middle there. All right, so 255 divided by 104, we get 2.452. Oh, I only wanted 2 decimal places, so 2.45 pets per student. What's really interesting about this, and you might be thinking, why is this so complicated? It's because it's not just one column or the other column. These 2 columns are working together. They're joined up in some way. And so finding the mean is not straightforward. You can't just take the mean of the column or the mean of the other column. You have to multiply those columns and then find the sums and divide that. Now there is another way to do this, and that's using StatCrunch. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to take the table. Well, actually, first I'm going to open up StatCrunch for this section, which I don't think contains this table. Nope, it does not. I didn't think it did. So we can add it ourselves. So we can just go to the Google Sheet. And what we need is the pets and the students. We don't need the totals or any of that piece. We just need those 2 pieces. So let me go right here. I'm going to paste them in. Okay, so according to the instructions, it says enter the values and the weights in separate columns. That's what I just did. So the values are the pets, the weights were the students. Select Stat, Calculators Custom. Okay, so Stat, Calculators is right at the top, but Custom is not in alphabetical order because custom is custom. It's at the very bottom of that list. So Stat, Calculators Custom. Now our values were the pets, so we're going to choose pets for the values, and the weights were the number of students, and then you click compute, and you can see the mean is right here, 2.45, the same that when we did it by hand. You will have to, for the worksheets, show the by hand work, but you can always verify your answers. I can't say for all of them, so you might be able to do some of these with StatCrunch like this, which no problem if you want to do that. But this is how to do it. Stat Calculators Custom. But it's not like the by hand work was that much work, especially if it's in a table, right? Because if it's in a table, then it's pretty easy to multiply, then just add, and then divide those additions. But again, you can also use this method as well to verify your work. Or if it doesn't say to do it by hand, then you could use StatCrunch all along. This particular one said it do it by hand, so that's why we're showing that work.